Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming at you with another one of our State of the Unit addresses. This is December, the December State of the Unit address. I just want to say I hope you're all having a good holiday. I know, those of you in the U.S. Celebrated Thanksgiving this last week, and we're all getting ready to celebrate Christmas here in a few weeks. I just hope everybody's in good health and enjoying their time with their family and having a good holiday season. I do want to come back to the unit and say we've got a few topics, and I've got them sitting right over here. Before we even talk about any of that, I just want to share a little bit about the website and some changes you might have noticed. I went ahead and added a page here called Expectations. And this part here that's in green, it's not supposed to be in green. It's not supposed to be highlighted. For some reason, it doesn't want to let me change this. I'm going to have to retype it or something. So I can't change that background color for some reason. I've been trying. But no, what I'll do is I'll just delete that line and retype it. Basically, this is just saying what we expect of our members on a day-to-day basis when you're playing the game with us. Do we want you to be a dick, or do we not want you to be not a dick? And do we want you to how do we want you to act on TeamSpeak, and how to portray yourself as a Royal Marine of the UEE and things like that. Just in general, it's super important that you go ahead and read it and you follow it. Yeah, and so it's basically just a guideline to how to play while you're in the unit. That's all it really is. You'll notice that at the bottom, all the way down to the bottom, there's my personal Twitch channel link that you can actually watch my Twitch channel from there if you want, or you can actually go to the Twitch channel. I just gave that to you guys as an opportunity. Whenever I'm going to be streaming live any Star Citizen stuff, what I tend to do is jump to the website. My plan is, anyway, to jump to the website, grab this module here, and move it all the way to the top. So if you're jumping into, when I log in to my computer and I'm planning on doing anything Star Citizen related, I go to our website first. I go to our website and I go to the post in the calendar. Now, before I get a chance to do that, if I see that the Twitch channel is up here at the top, I'll know, as a member of our unit, I'll know that at least I'm on streaming. You can jump onto TeamSpeak and you could see if I'm logged in or if other people are logged into our squadron down there. Like, what I'll do is I'll go to the calendar, and you can go to the calendar and you can see if there's any activities planned or scheduled, and I strongly recommend that, because sometimes last minute posts are made, like this one here where I was streaming last night. I actually posted that about 5 in the afternoon, and so it was only a couple of hours early, so it didn't give everybody a lot of lead time. If you check it and you're interested in playing some Star Citizen or Arena Commander, jump on there, see if there's anything going on in the calendar. The RSI news, basically anytime RSI posts something on their website, it will automatically pop in right here, and you can take advantage of these here without having to scan through the RSI site. And then what you'll notice here is there's a test drive for the Anvil Hornet, and that should be going on right now. So if you don't have an Anvil Hornet and you want to see how it flies in Arena Commander, jump in now. If you don't have a Hornet, you actually will have a test one in your hangar so that you can use it. And I thought that was pretty cool. The latest post is the letter from the chairman about the capital ship systems, and it's a long read. I've already read it, Jump Point Magazine, but it looks like this might be a little tweaked or updated, or it might be a little different. I might have to go back through and read it again. But it's good. It's good information, especially for those of you that are looking to have multi-crew vessels, and you want to know, how you position the different crew stations inside your multi-crew vessels. You might want to check that. All right, let's talk about medics. We had a heated conversation the other night about medics and how they're going to be, what their role is going to be inside the squadron. Okay, so there's still a lot of speculation about how we're going to organize the medics. As of right now, my philosophy is, if you want to be considered part of the medical response team, just let me know. And then what it will do is, as of right now, we're just going to put like a tag on you that says you're a medic. But as the unit grows, when we get larger and larger membership, at that point, we will form up a group, a small little team of medics. We'll call them corpsmen or something like that. But they'll be the medics that, and that's going to be under the jurisdiction, if you want to call it that, under the command of the enforcement group. The enforcement group and the medics will be together. Now, if we get so large that we have like capital ships and things like that, if we do wind up ever having any damage control teams that run around fixing things, or in a capital ship or something like that, we're going to put them under the enforcement group also. So you're going to have fire, medical, and police, 911, all part of the enforcement group. Okay, but right now, medics are going to be in their own little groups. So you're going to have the fighter group might have a guy that wants to be a medic. You might have the Marines that have a guy that wants to be a medic. You might have the enforcement group with a guy that wants to be a medic. And that's perfectly fine. But we're going to have to get larger to be able to create a group specifically designated as our medics. How are we going to use the medics? Well, let's say we have, just throwing this out there, let's say we're going to attack another fleet. And we're going to have to board those cap ships or those large merchants for whatever reason we're doing this. The fleet marines, the guys that are actually going to be doing the boarding, will be assigned a medic. Either they'll have to pick one of their own guys to be a medic, or what we'll do is we will take one of the guys from our medic corpsman group and we will attach them to the Marines, and they will go in the board. Now, as you already know, medics, they don't do anything that a normal player can't do. All they do is just, they're the guys that are specifically focusing on making sure the guys are healthy. So they're going to have the med kits on them. They're going to drag and spray the guys. They're still Marines, okay? They're still going to carry a gun. They're still going to shoot. Basically, everybody is going to have to go through the medic training. Everybody right now in our organization does everything. So everybody does everything right now. We have focuses, but the unit's kind of small right now. We've only got, how many people do we have, guys? 25 guys right there. That's how many guys we have in the unit. That's not really large enough to worry about designating a whole separate section of the squadron to be a medic. Primarily, our unit is fighter pilots and merchants, bounty hunters, and boarding action Marines. You see our groups that are already set up. That's where we're at. We're not the search and rescue team. Even though we can do that, we can have guys that volunteer to go out and do that. That's not a problem. But that's not what our focus is at. Okay, just want to make sure you guys knew that. Yes, we have medics. They're part of the unit. As we grow, when we get large enough, we will designate a group to be medics. So what that means is, if you want to get a ambulance, that's fine. If you want to get the dedicated lab ship that's going to also be a hospital ship, and you want to have a hospital ship, that's fine. You can have any ship you want. That's not for me to tell you what kind of ship you get. But are we going to be able to use it as a smaller group? Maybe not so much. But as we get larger, it'll be glad to already have that stuff. Went into conversation with another unit out there called Persuasive Argument. If you haven't already checked out their site, you should go check them out. They seem like a bunch of nice guys. They played Mega Traveler back in the day, and Traveler, if you don't already know, is what this game is based on. 90% of this game is pretty much straight from Traveler, and if you haven't had a chance to grab like a Mega Traveler rulebook or something like that, I recommend it. Go get it, read through it, learn about the ships. You can learn, because all the ships you see right now, they're straight from Traveler, and the game mechanics, the way you interact with the planet, the taxes, the boarding and the berthing, and it's all it's all Traveler. But that unit, the Persuasive Argument group, and I have already been in conversation about working together for when we go into the Persistent Universe. They're a small group too. They're about the same size we are. Just think of them as the civilians. They want to do they specifically said they want to do the search and rescue thing. That's their main deal. So let them do it. Number 3, members and recruiting. Well, we already talked about a little bit about that. We got 25 members right now. We have recruiting going on, and we have a new recruiter. SurePain is our new squadron recruiter. Make sure you support him. Give him all the help that he needs or wants. He's going to be creating posters, forum signatures. He's going to be going to different forums and posting and bumping threads, and that's really his main motivation, is to get everybody get our name out there, or let everybody know who we are, so that when they're starting to look for a group, they can go to find us. And that doesn't mean you can't do the same thing. You guys can do the same thing. I really want everyone to do it, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. Right here on our website, we have our X-Boat network, and X-Boat's directly from Traveler. Express Boat, it's like the Pony Express. It's the one where the Herald goes from world to world, bringing news and communications and packages and things like that. Okay, that's where X-Boat came from. But if you scroll down here where it says bump, first, where it says RSI recruitment thread bump, there's a Reddit recruitment thread. It's not so much a bumper. Let's take us to our thread here. Let's go to the bottom. And if I can, maybe I can just scroll it. Okay, right here at the bottom, you just go ahead and type in something like, had a couple great matches again in AC. Found that the mouse was a little sluggish. Maybe that was a tweak to improve a tweak to bring mouse and keyboard closer to joystick. That's simple, you know, and then you just go ahead and post the comment, and that bumps the thread. Now, if I was to go to the main forum, if I was a new player or whatever, and I was going to the RSI community forums, and I was thinking, you know, I'm kind of looking for an organization. Let me go to this organization page right here. And yeah, I'm kind of looking for one. Who's on the top? Look at that. First Royal Airspace. Right there on the top first. So they'll go ahead and jump in on that. Okay, so we've got some views. We do have some views, 868 views. But we need to get more replies. And that's us bumping our thread. The more, every time that you bump the thread, it jumps straight to the top. Okay, now let's say this guy down here, Merc Core or whatever, and he types something in. Yeah, it's going to go straight to the top. And we also can go to looking for guild organization and talk to the people that are actually looking for a guild. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so we all need to do that. Okay, because right now we're getting about one new member a month. No, I'm sorry, back up. A week. And I'd like to see that jump to 2. I'd like to see 2 a week come into the squadron. And then by the time Persistent Universe hits, we'll probably have about 150 people in the unit. So, or maybe 200 or more, because we'll have even more people bumping and more people spreading the word. Help us out. Do that. Help the unit grow. Next thing, Squadron Leaders course starting in January. Yes, that means Paraset, Whole Armor, and Marius. You will need to attend a Squadron Leaders development course. What I'm going to be doing is, as we get leaders in the unit, I will put them through a leadership course on how I want them to conduct business in the squadron and how I expect them to conduct themselves, and also to help them out, to let them know, like, what their abilities are on the website, or how to award people, or how to reprimand people, or how to basically just control how to be a leader basically in the squadron. So yeah, that course is going to start in January, and you'll all have to attend. On the other side, BCTs. Okay, you know what our boot camp training, or our basic training, is going to start in February. Okay, it's going to be more of a casual, come as you are kind of training. It's not going to be structured or regimented. It's just going to be, hey, we're having a BCT on this night about this course. Please attend. And if you do attend and you learn that topic, you'll get credit for your BCTs. We'll gradually have classes going on over the next couple of months, easing everybody into the boot camps, so that when we actually get to the beta, you're not going to all have to cram and get your BCTs in. And plus, it'll help me develop the BCTs and correct and make adjustments to the BCTs so that I can make it as efficient and as productive as possible. The ones I've got worked on right now, the BCTs that I've got noticed here, is close quarters formations and communications. So how to communicate your thoughts and how to communicate to your team what you want them to do, and also close quarters formations, and not so much tactics, but that will probably be thrown into that. We got aerospace flight controls and communications. So in February, I'm going to be teaching courses on just how to control your ship, how to fly around, and how to navigate using your controls and your sensors and things like that. Very basic stuff, very basic. And then also how to communicate to your wingmen and your flight when you're engaged in a fight, or not engaged in a fight, but just how to communicate on a more efficient level. We're trying to use economy of conversation, and I'll talk about that when that happens. And then we'll also talk about the weapon systems. Okay, we're going to talk about the different weapon systems, their advantages, and how they impact your success in the game. Not just the ship weapons, but also FPS weapons. What we'll do is we'll join a private match to do all this. We'll get everybody to join a private match, then we'll conduct the training in a private match, so we won't be harassed by other players or AI. Battle Royale or something like that, and that way we'll be the only ones in the match. And so that's the way we'll do that. And by February, I hope we have a little bit of the FPS release, so we can actually do some close quarters onboard station and stuff like that. And we can probably have a private match and do that too. So we can train in private matches. Okay, and so we're going to start that in February. So look forward to that in February. Squadron leaders, next month we will be having a squadron leaders course. And then everybody, make sure you bump our thread right here, the RSI recruiting thread. You could do that every day. I appreciate it. The more you do it, the better. The more often it stays at the top of the list, the more visibility we get. Because there's like 1,000 plus, probably more than that, organizations out there right now, and they're bumping their threads, and they're staying at the top. And every day, our thread gets pushed down lower and lower and lower. And if it gets pushed past probably about the 5th page, then nobody will ever see us, because when you're looking for a unit, you don't dig deep to the 5th page to find. You look at the first page, and you look at the first couple of pages, and if you don't see anything you like there, you might go to the 3rd page. But yeah, once you get past the 5th page, you're in no man's land. So we got to stay up there in the 1st page. So everybody bump that thread, and that's it. Look for medics maybe in the future. If you see anybody from Persuasive Argument, or if you recognize anybody, like if you're reading a forum post and you notice their tag says Persuasive Argument or something like that, say hi. Okay, well, that's it for this month's State of the Unit address. I'll see you on the hangar deck.